This is Weirdmageddon Part 3, the final episode of Gravity Falls. Is Rob in Sweater Town?
I'm in Sweater Town!
Can you not accept the end? It has finally come!
No, it's not!
2 whole seasons, somehow in 4 years. It's a shame. Definitely a shame. You gonna come out?
Maybe.
What if I gave you your waddles?
Don't patronize me with the pig. It's my waddles.
By the way, a fan made both of those, by
And
the way.
it's amazing.
I apologize, I forget, because I think at one point, like, she made...
We actually have 2 waddles. Tamara's got the other one.
Yes,
But I only gave it to her if she promised to watch the damn show, and I'm gonna fucking hold her to that.
Well, now she has no excuse. It's all gonna be available, and you can see it all. I mean, it's, in hindsight, kind of a short series. Well, it's 2 seasons. I don't know if I say it's a short series, though. There's a lot of episodes in there. I'm kind of shocked they didn't just do 3. But I don't know the background or the producers or anything like that.
Well,
they go after hiatus, but it's always okay because they always gave such good quality shows, and they were always so creative.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just waiting to do this one last time.
Finally, at the end. Or, I say the end, but...
I can't deal with this, okay? I just can't. Now what the fuck are we gonna watch? Oh, and they'll recommend shows. They'll recommend shows.
Oh, they've been
but
recommending it
won't
for a
have
while.
waddles.
They've been recommending it for a while. Well, we still got Steven Universe, too, until that runs.
Steven Universe doesn't have waddles.
Maybe they'll do a crossover like Uncle Grandpa.
No, please. Well...
Maybe it'll be like where they got...
yeah, they would, but it would be something messed up where it'd be like Grunkle Stan and Uncle Grandpa and Steven Universe. No.
And Steven! So, okay, I think most... If you're watching this, you've seen the episode. I don't think we have to give a description of what happened or anything. It's a pretty good ending. It's just as big. It's just as epic. I want to see someone at a convention cosplay as the Mystery Shack, geared up with the dinosaur hand and stuff
somebody
like that.
is working on
Somebody
that.
get on that.
Somebody is doing
Like,
that.
if I cosplayed, I don't care what I'd have to go through, I would make that, but I don't.
I love Seuss bringing anime into it. If anime has taught me anything, what we need is a gun sword. What's anime? I have much to teach you.
I like that they try to throw, kind of like what they've done with the past couple episodes of this big finale, is that they try to throw as much Gravity Falls into this Gravity Falls finale as they can. Everywhere you look, there's a creature, there's a gnome, there's the little golf balls from the Putt-Putt Place, and, there's the giant bear, and they tried to get the celebrities back who did the voices, Larry King, who must just be the easiest guy in the world to get.
They turned
He's
the
just in
house
everything.
into a giant robot. How fascinating. I feel like he just ad-libbed that, like he was watching, some early footage of the show, and they just recorded him saying that.
Yeah. It's like, that's something Larry King would say, because Larry King said it. Mm-hmm. And they go after Bill Cipher, and Stan and his brother have to finally come to grips, and they have to make up. Again, kind of that very obvious Disney, message. That's always like the one nitpick I have of the show, is that I always knew what the messages are going to be. But again, for Disney to let any of this out, especially in this episode, because I felt like there was a lot of stuff that, Disney was like, we would usually wave the finger and say no on this, but because it's Gravity Falls and you made us a lot of money.
For the first time ever, I feel Bill Cipher's legitimately threatening. Like, I've always kind of been like, haha, he's kind of funny, but when he turned into that weird spider version of himself, and he's like, I think I'm gonna kill one of them at random, I was like, oh shit, this just got real.
I always felt, even though he's a funny character, I always felt he was legitimately threatening.
I couldn't take him
even though he is drawn so silly and he has such a silly voice,
I couldn't.
There is something about
you
that
give him the
randomness.
Sauron eye and the Dr. Claw voice and 8 arms, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm kind of scared of this guy.
You know what it's like? Remember, in Daredevil, the Kingpin, where he just randomly kills that guy and it causes all these problems, but you just know he can do this at any second. It's the same thing. It's like there's that immaturity, but he's so dangerous that combination is just kind of the scariest thing.
I like how his whole thing about being trapped in 2 dimensions was killing him, and yet technically we're watching an animated show, so he's still trapped in 2 dimensions.
Well, no, now here, there's two interesting things. One, I was shocked they didn't have him CG. I would have thought that would have been the obvious route, but at the very end, when they cut to the camera, that looked live action. So maybe they're hinting at something with that too. That maybe there's an earthly dimension. I tried looking up all the
to put on my skepticals. I don't know. We'll
I mean,
see what
maybe
happens.
not. I mean, it said the creator's going on to other stuff. I mean, he doesn't have any plans to do anything else that we know of with Gravity Falls.
No, he's moving on to Fox. Seems like a demotion to me.
Yes. Usually it's the other way around, but he did so well with Disney, and Disney has been friggin' saints with this show. I mean,
Well,
with how
Fox
much they
does
let him
have-
get away with.
Well, what does Fox do? They got Bob's Burgers. I like that. That's on Fox, right?
Yeah.
But
I haven't watched actual TV in a
Simpsons.
while.
I mean, that's
Family Guy.
yeah. That's still on.
Very fresh. very new material.
Yeah. So
You know what? But that's good. Maybe
but
he'll
good luck
bring
to him.
something.
Maybe he'll fix Fox.
Yeah, maybe he'll bring something to it. This. So this is a great, big, grand, epic fight. Like, every character you can imagine gets in there. Even just like the tiniest things when they make this Mystery Shack into sort of like this anime Power Ranger concoction, it's all stuff that
I
you see
also
from the
like, by the
show.
way, in true anime form, the thing's powered by fucking angst.
Yeah.
It's always, it's like Evangelion. It's a bunch of kids inside going, "Roar!" Though if this were Evangelion, it would have been Dipper sitting there for 26 episodes deciding whether or not to get in the Shack robot or not.
So, I'll just kind of go in order here. We both caught on very quick. I'm sure you did too. That him and Stan were gonna switch clothes.
I think if you're over the age of like 13,
yeah,
you get
you
that
gotta figure
pretty,
it out.
yeah.
But it's still fine. It's welcome, and it's a good arc and everything.
But I like the way that their relationship plays out, similar to the way Dipper's and Mabel's did, that they're kind of mirror images of each other.
Yeah.
Only as they said, it's like, well, how did Dipper and Mabel do it? I'm like, easy, they're kids. They didn't know any better.
And I like the way they showed Cypher disappearing, but also him kind of disappearing in the blue fire. I'm not gonna lie, a part of me really wanted his memory to be gone. Like, and if it was gonna come back, it would very slowly
Waddles
come
brought
back.
him back.
You see, and I know that's Disney or just the sentimental side or whatever, but this would have been really effective if his memory stayed wiped and maybe just a little bit was remembered, like giving a chance maybe he'll come back or something.
Waddles!
Okay, fucking Waddles. Jesus Christ.
I
mean, that's a nitpick. But...
I actually agree with you.
Right? We're just
I
how
thought at first-
heartbreaking.
I thought
would
at
that
first
be?
they were going to do that, but the more they were going on, I'm like,
No, they're gonna find some way out of this. I'm like,
like, you can't do this on a kid show. I will say this. Kristen Shaw deserves an Emmy for that performance, because when she started breaking down, no, Grunkle Stan! Like, I was like, oh my god! I'm like, this is horrible!
I think she has enough awards. She's won
know,
like
but
every award. She like sneezes and she gets a voice acting award.
That was like the performance of the show, was her just saying, Grunkle Stan! I was like, oh god! The feels!
Yeah, I liked that he couldn't remember. What I thought maybe they were gonna do is like he remembers Waddles, and then they're like, maybe there's hope, and like you start to see like maybe over time he slowly gets it back.
Okay, so I actually thought it was going to end pretty much right there when they were going through the scrapbook, and then it fucking pulled a Return of the King on us.
Oh, it pulled like 5 Return of the Kings.
They milked this cow so much it's fucking dead!
Yeah, so you have this
Poor
great big
dehydrated thing
climax.
sitting there going, oh!
You have this great big climax, this nice area where I'm kind of with you. It could have ended again, like Return of the King. They make it look like it's gonna end there, but that's like no, that was ending 1. We have 5 more of these.
I'll give it
least.
this though. It did not fake us. There was one fake out. I think when they were reading the scrapbook, I thought, okay, you can end it here, and then they kept going. I'm like, okay. After that, it wasn't faking us out. And the funny thing is, I actually don't mind the ending to Return of the King. I just hated the fade outs, because the fade outs kept making you
the
think
cut
you
to
could
the
get
map, the thinking like, okay, here we go, and it's like, nope.
That's what bothered me, and this did not make that mistake. It tricked you once into thinking maybe it was going to end, and when it kept going, you just knew it was gonna keep going, and then finally when it ended, you're like, okay, and this is where it ends. Like you can see it. It's
Well, and
not
here-
like you keep wanting to get up to, go do something else or something, or think the end credits are gonna roll. So
I mean, if I was like in charge of any of this directing, it wouldn't be nearly as good as it is. So I'm not at all making any arguments at that.
Don't flatter yourself,
If I was an editor, I would pick maybe what'd you say? It was about 5 endings. I would pick I'd pick probably 2, maybe 3.
it was getting a little AI-ish, but Mabel and Dipper never had a birthday party, so...
No, the one where I really lost it, and again, it's Waddles! It's when, Waddles, I don't know how to tell you this, and I'm kind of thinking like, oh, come on.
How dare you! It's Waddles!
But okay, here's, with all of it, I mean, the stuff that was, like, actually legitimately sentimental, and then the stuff that, like, okay, that fell a little forth, all of it I felt was 100% earned, and they have the right to do all of that, and we can't
And
be
that's
upset at
where
it.
it has something in common with Return of the King, because as much as I consider me like, oh yeah, Return of the King, the end that goes on forever, I'm like, they fucking earned it!
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that,
I can't, really can't complain.
They earned every, eye-glazing moment of it. Like, if they wanted to show, Frodo putting together a dictionary of Middle-earth terms, they probably earned that too. And then Sam sits there and plants some more fucking petunias, and then Merry and Pippin are smoking on the fence and fall over and die. Like, they would have earned all of that. They would have earned it all.
That would have been an amazing ending.
Oi, Mr. Frodo! Ah! Anyway, but
No, they just tap their pipes and they're just...
overdose.
Sorry, I'm just
Pipe
really,
weed.
I'm really on that visual. I gotta get out of that.
Point-
Gravity Falls.
Point being that they would have earned all that, and this show totally earns every fucking minute. I don't care how boring they could have made it, it would have just still earned it.
The stuff that really stood out to me is like nice scenes. And really, the stuff with Wendy I thought was very nicely done. I love the switching of the hats, because that's like the icon,
Yeah.
the Dipper hat, and I love she takes it off and gives her.
You're gonna have to get a
or
new hat now.
No, I was so looking for a hat like what Wendy had because I wanted to have that. I wanted to
gonna-
think that's how I'm gonna put that on, but I couldn't find one.
Gonna run around like Eddie from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I can't swim, Clark. Shadow was full. Yeah,
Hear that,
that's
honey? Dipper says shitter's full.
That's what she says.
You
That's
check
the
those
bus
shitters?
taken up. Goodbye, Dipper. Shitter's full.
By the way, if you have kids, don't let them watch our vlogs. It's for adults.
It's adults watching a children's show, but it doesn't feel like a children's show. I mean,
No,
it does.
I-
It makes you feel like a
Most
child.
of
but
it,
it's
most
so
of it
good.
were. There were some bits where I'm just like, this is deciding whether or not to give Seuss the. I'm like, he could have just handed it to him.
You could have done that in the picture in the scrapbook.
Yeah,
You
it-
could, Waddles. You didn't have to have the. Well, I can't. But no, you're gonna take
Yes,
this up.
you
No, you did.
did. Yes, you did. Now kiss him.
Tastes like bacon.
Apologize. Tastes like very well knitted bacon.
Yeah, it tastes like yarn and bacon. Yeah, I would even say, probably like the little birthday party you didn't probably need. I mean, I feel like
No,
the bunch
you
would've been
needed
enough.
that.
I mean,
If
I
you're
like
gonna
them
keep
becoming 13.
if you're gonna keep it going, and they decided obviously that they are, you needed the 13th birthday because that's what they kept talking about. 13, everything changes.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. They did. You still got Waddles in me.
Ew, worst porno ever. Waddles in me. Completely defiled this poor pig.
Now I know how Kermit the Frog feels. But it's a very, I feel like, on the bus and looking at the little letter and the little monologue that Dipper has, if you ever pass by a place and stuff, again, I'm thinking like, how does one let go of a past life and stuff? But it, they saw Return of the King, said, fuck it, they went on too long, but we want that too. We want everyone to have their curtain call. That's always how I saw Return of the King. If everybody gets their curtain
If
call.
you asked me what the best moments were in the ending, it is that initial part with Mabel going, and him rediscovering his memories, and then literally you could have fast forwarded to the bus ride.
Yeah, that's
Those
Might
were the
not,
two
but-
stand-up moments. Everything in between, lots of delicious icing on the cake, but it's a whole bunch of icing, and maybe it could have just used a chocolate ganache. I don't know. But it's a whole bunch of whipped cream where you probably just could have gone with a little whipped cream and a cherry on top. But you know what? Who doesn't fucking love whipped cream? Am I right?
Well, and I think they know the connection that everybody has with the show, that so many adults have with the show. This is the ending that a lot of fan fiction writers would probably write and stuff, and they're like, let's give it to them. Let's just, totally hand
Let's make
to
it
'em.
fan fiction proof. Ain't nobody can expand on this. Well, yes, they can, just sexually. But
Incest!
yay!
Where's that gun? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, she destroyed the memory gun? Now we'll have to remember twincest.
And I like,
wrong with you,
I like that. That's how they get rid of Bill Cipher too. I like that it's the gun. I like that's the sacrifice. Like that all tied together really
it
nicely.
all tied together incredibly well. And Stan deciding to sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
I love the way that everybody came together to pitch in and help, and that it was kind of divided evenly between, because a lot of this has been like, well, Mabel's like the emotional core, but Dipper's kind of the brains. And I
Pacifica's
felt
the only one that didn't do much.
I feel like a lot of it, the show is based kind of around Dipper. Oh, he's the smart, this and that, but really it was Dipper and Mabel working together. The second Mabel whipped out that grappling hook, I literally shouted, "Grappling hook!" I just couldn't wait. And like the way they fought together and were outwitting Bill Cipher, I loved it.
Yeah.
Like it was teamwork.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think Pacifica did it. I mean, she holds the hobo's hand. I guess to them that's like a big thing. I am kind of sad they never did anything with her and
No,
Dipper. I would
they-
like to see some come with that.
You could
but
tell that at some point they're just like,
we don't have time.
it was, it was the Egon Janine romance in Ghostbusters 1. Yeah, it's just like, and we're going to have this kind of awkwardness, and maybe we're going somewhere.
Yeah, give it to Rick Moranis.
Yeah, we're good. But whatever. We didn't have time. Ran out of time.
Yeah, and it's like, again, a real nitpick. Any problem I have with this is uber nitpick. Kind of like all the episodes. Do we ever see like a bad episode of Gravity Falls? I don't know if we ever did.
And
I feel like I would remember.
I'm gonna have Steven Universe fans kill me for this, but I have seen bad episodes of Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Not many, very few. But if it involves Ronaldo, it can go to hell.
That's kind of
There's not an episode of Gravity Falls where I'm just like, oh, that was a bad episode and it can go to hell. There's some lesser ones where I'm just like, that was fun, but
yeah.
yeah, what can I say? It's like, summer's over.
I don't want to say goodbye. Well, it's definitely over here. I mean,
Can you just imagine? And then they get home after all this, like, well, back to school.
Well, and I like that the last picture you see is them just arriving home and they're both asleep, and so little touches like that I really like. I like the scrapbook in the credits and everything.
No, that last image of them falling asleep on the bus was just so precious.
Yeah, no, I really like that. So yeah, trying to think anything else. In terms of like, is this like my new favorite show or anything like that? Avatar is still my favorite show.
Well, that's kind of apples and oranges.
No, just in general. I mean, like, I'd say it might be in like my new top 10.
Let's see.
At least top 15.
Is it my new favorite show? Well, it's either Jessica Jones or Gravity Falls. Like what?
No, just in general. Like, if there's a show they can watch over
they're
and over,
different
even if they have
things.
nothing in common.
Why can't you have?
Well, no. I
multiple
wasn't
favorite
comparing
shows?
Avatar and Gravity Falls.
Diversify.
I'm saying that just in a general top
Talk to the
10.
pig. Talk to
General top 10. I hit the pig.
Waddles.
I smacked the pig.
You
That sounds like a
smacked
porno name, and I
Waddles.
did it. So, man, there's a lot of stuff. He's like really.
Who
shedding.
does that? That's animal
shedding.
abuse. I'm not letting you near this thing.
You need to get that thing groomed. He's really shedding.
Somebody, pig shed. It happens. Do
Alright.
pigs do have hair?
A little bit. I don't know if they shed,
Yeah.
but I probably put it in my top 10.
They wallow in mud actually to cool off.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
know.
know that?
Yeah,
Oh.
I know. Like everybody knows
Oh.
that.
You saw the same National Geographic special.
No, like you just pick it up.
Oh. What, when you're wallowing with the pigs?
Yes. You've never been?
Alright, we're getting off topic.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
I think this is one of those shows that's like you can kind of show it to anyone. It's timeless for the most part. There's a few jokes that'll be dated,
There's-
like some of the phrases, but
There's a number of jokes, I think. It's definitely aimed for adults as well and has 80s awareness, which I like. Like, it's aimed at people
but so much
our
of stuff
age.
now has an 80s and 90s vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even kids and stuff. The
But
fashion
I'm saying
never
it's
quite
not
let it go.
it's not adult. It's not aimed at adults as well as something like a major Disney film like Frozen, where it's like, okay, well, an adult who's 60 could watch it. It's definitely aimed more towards our age
Yeah.
group. 20s, 30s,
But again,
early 40s.
even if you don't get into some of those jokes, like the initial humor of the characters is strong and the mystery is strong. All the stuff is revealed. I mean, it doesn't pull a Lost. Like, we pretty much get all the answers.
I wish
which are
Lost
the-
ended like this. That would have been
Yes.
the greatest ending ever.
Just have the island grow like hands and legs and start punching
Yeah.
the smoke monster. It's
Would have been better than what we fucking got.
yeah. So yeah, this is. I just think this is such a nice for a show that's only 2 seasons. Just
All
how
I can think of
well
now
done it
is Benjamin Linus sitting there go, does this mean what I think it means? You mean a house that stands and walks on legs? Yes, John.
with time traveling bunnies.
With time traveling bunnies and no, with time traveling babies? Yes, John.
I still feel bad the time baby dies. Like, he never comes back.
He's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, but he never comes. Just a baby.
I don't think he was a baby. I think that's the form he took.
Rob, forget about the baby.
My baby! Did it for my baby!
So yeah, I'm just really glad I discovered this show. I'm glad that the fan that got me that DVD because I don't know when I will have gotten around to watch it. I think I was just sick one day, and the DVD looked really good. It was just a good cover, and so I finally put it on. I was just hooked. I mean, just addicted. And I'm glad I got you addicted to it also. And I was
did.
just like, dude, you gotta watch it. You just gotta watch it.
You did, making me watch the Loser Candy episode and going, you'll never figure out what they're spoofing here. Spirited Away?
That reminds me of something else in this last episode that actually did legitimately, like, really tug a heartstring, where you're just kind of looking around the shack and the stuff that's left over, and there's just a little bit of paper that just says, who is the author?
I
And
saw
that really
too.
that legitimately
Yeah.
took me back. Like, I remember when that first happened.
The
It was
Waddles
really-
Bowl and the glitter and the sparkles and the way that room was just empty. I was just like, oh,
But that line in particular, because it really
wave
jarred.
of feels.
Because it really jars in memory, because that's one of the first major questions, is who is the author? And you want to find out, and you want to discover, and it just immediately reminds you of what a huge journey this was. And even though it's a comedy, and it makes a lot of fourth wall jokes, and it's a kid show and stuff like that, I mean, you just feel like you've been on this amazing journey.
It's quite
with
the
it.
adventure. I would show it to like anybody I know who has kids. I'd be like, you need to watch this show.
Yeah.
Any adult I know, I'd be like,
Yeah, I was
"You need
gonna say,
to
gotta watch it. Yeah, Tamara doesn't have any kids, and we're both like, you gotta watch this show. Like, this is just
yeah.
a good show. Though she did
better
play,
watch it.
She did play a pregnant woman in a play recently. So,
Wow, okay.
all right, unless that was just a rouge,
A rouge?
a
Like a Moulin Rouge? What?
a rouge herring.
Don't try to speak French.
Okay.
Ever. You're like Grunkle Stan speaking French.
Pardon. But yeah, any last words?
I'm just really sad. It's not right. Waddles, comfort me.
I feel like it left at the right time. Too.
No,
This is a good time to stop.
There's a couple things, and the whole Pacifica thing, I'm kind of like, yeah, I get the feeling that if they had another season, they probably would have fleshed that out more. But it go out on top. I would always, look at Simpsons and Family Guy. It's just like, that's what happens when you just let something go, and you just see this poor dying corpse. I would never want to see that happen to this show. So they went out on top, and what an adventure this has been. And summer's over. Now we got to go back to school. Oh, one last thing. Final swatch. It was a birthday cake and then the shooting star.
Like it said on the giant simple circle thing that actually played no part. What do you think about it? It didn't do anything.
Well, it's because they couldn't hold
No,
hands.
but I love that. You see this at the beginning of each episode and at the end of each episode, and it does nothing. It doesn't play a role. Like, that's actually really funny. You know, they said the prophecy in 7, they're right, they all came together and it helped, but it wasn't in that way. Like, that didn't
I will
work.
note, there were other sweaters. First watch alert. We had Seuss in the pink tigery thing, and Pacifica had a llama. I don't know why.
Well, no. Okay, I do like that as soon as, like, he draws the circle, Rob just goes, the sweaters. It's all gonna be the sweaters. And I'm like,
I was partially right. There were a couple sweaters
I was
in
like,
there.
dude,
And the hoodie of
there's-
destiny. The hoodie of fucking destiny.
I was like, dude, there's Stan's hat, there's obviously Dipper's symbol, there's, you know, the other...
okay, so they
symbol.
weren't all sweaters, but like...
It's
a
been in
good
front of your
three-
eyes for
like a-
years!
Like a
and
good
you didn't pick
fucking
up on
3 or
that.
4 that... Well, no, I knew Dipper's hat, and I knew Maple's, but I didn't know what the fucking llama was about, and Pacifica was wearing a llama sweater. And Robbie had the hoodie of destiny, and that's why I said the sweaters, and... You know, you just had to ruin my moment, didn't you?
I did.
Now I can't even remember what the other sweaters were. Thanks a lot, asshole.
That was it!
No, there were others.
In terms of the rest of the episode, yeah.
There were others!
Oh, and the codes were kind of just like, you know, ooh, will there be more? The answer is no. And then goodbye and hello and say, you know, beginning is the end is the beginning, like that kind of stuff.
Summer's over. That's what I got.
Yeah.
But there will always be memories.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I don't want to feel anything. I want to punch my heart until I can't feel anything.
Punch mine too. Ow! Waddles, help! I better get out of this sweater. Do it, season 3! You can do it!